to power up your VHS and get fabulously nostalgic with Topher and Ricky Baker on Flock TV. Strap in, darlings, as they dust off their Tamagotchis and sashay through their millennial childhood TV shows and movies. And they won't stop there. Our fabulous hosts also spill the tea on today's must-see reality and scripted TV. Tune in weekly for your dose of drama, nostalgia, and everything in between.
All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Mary. Joe, one vote Mary, one vote Joe. Mary, that's 2 votes Mary, 1 vote Joe. Mary, 3 votes Mary, 1 vote Joe. The 12th person voted out, the 5th member of our jury. Mary, that's 4, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch.
Make yourselves proud, guys.
Thanks, Mary.
Good game, Mary.
Good game. Bye.
Mary, the job is spoken. Time for you to go.
Hey guys, and welcome to Flock TV. I'm Morgan Freeman's freckle that's getting a little bigger, making him kind of nervous. Topher.
And I'm life-size human person, Ricky.
And today we're going to be talking about Survivor Season 48, Episode 11. I do not have the episode's name. It is...
David stands up.
Coconut Etiquette.
Coconut Etiquette.
Yes.
That's right, it
Etiquette.
is. Mm-hmm. Because there was a coconut incident.
There was. Mary is thirsty and hungry. Did you know that
For both David and coconuts.
That the sensation of hunger and thirst are the same to the brain. So when you feel like you might be hungry, you could actually just be thirsty. Because you just can't, your brain doesn't know how to
Well, I'm always a
differentiate.
thirsty girl.
Yeah.
Cue trucker mug.
And popcorn, stay away from popcorn. This is Topher's Health Minute. Stay away from popcorn because... A new segment. Brought to you by Flock TV.
Coca-Cola.
Like Coca-Cola and, I don't know, Orville Redenbacher.
By Orville Redenbacher.
But anyways, so your brain cannot register the calories you're eating from popcorn. So you could just eat a whole bag of it and you're still going to be hungry.
And it's 0 calories because it can't.
Well,
it doesn't know.
Well, I guess it works.
If your brain doesn't know, why does your body?
But if you add butter and salt to it, your brain's still not registering those calories. So it could be bad, depending on how much popcorn you eat and how much butter you put on it.
That's true.
So that is Topher's Health Minute.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Make sure you test your
Make sure you test your testicles.
Make sure you check your testicles once
and
monthly.
Your testicles.
And your testicles, yes. Breast cancer, it's very real and scary. So, yeah. So let's dive
The shadows are shadowing today.
To this episode. We have a special guest later. Brought to you by Cameo.
What? Cameo? Not the video game for the Xbox 360 back in the 2000s.
Not familiar.
It's really good.
Really? What's it about?
You're a little fairy princess and you go around and you turn into different elemental creatures.
Is this game for children?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I guess you were a child at one point.
I was and still am.
I am so glad I was never a child. I was just fully formed under a moist stone.
Oh,
So yeah.
cute. Moldy.
Yep. Mother Nature gave birth to it.
That's what the mildew smell is. Okay.
Wow. What I'm
Just kidding.
gutted. Oh,
Got
damn
tied
it.
like a fish. We need another key light to shine from that side.
Oh, we do have another key light. We just don't have another tripod.
Order it.
More tripods.
We need more. We only have 3.
World domination. We just have like a bunch of cameras throughout the house, and it's like Big Brother.
You know what? I wonder if we could make lots of money live streaming our whole life.
Well, people do it on TikTok. I can tell they're in a different country. Like it looks very.
Oh, it's so creepy.
It is creepy, and they just have it on.
Oh, there's like one where I saw where it's just like this dad and his 2 kids like sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
I'm like, ew, get a bed.
I know, it's gross. And what if you like are in a compromised position and you just forget there's a camera there, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't care where you are. If you have a phone, you can get a bed for your children.
I know, right?
I'm assuming.
I think Trump was talking about that earlier this week.
Yes, we have too much stuff.
Yeah, but not him though. Not him.
No. He can have what he wants.
The thing is though, with the TikTok, I don't know how they get past this, but if you're doing the TikTok studio on the computer, you have every 20 minutes or so, it'll ask you if you're still there, and it will make you do like a game, like a little miniature, like throwing a basketball into a hoop or something, just to make sure like you're not just an AI that's constantly on stream, or you're like doing all this stuff and not really paying attention. It's
interesting.
Weird. Yeah. I don't see.
I gotta start going live more to get more followers.
Yeah.
Catherine told me to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did she?
Yes.
I bet she gives a lot of good advice.
She's kind of my boss.
Yeah, she is. I'm telling you, I would love to do that Ready RX thing for that medication. If it does sleep, I mean, it could be a fantastic story.
It's Ceramolin. I gotta learn how to say that.
Yeah.
It's new.
You should. As an influencer, I think you need to know that.
As an influencer, I just need to show up.
Okay, let's dive into the episode.
What are we doing?
We are doing Survivor at Coconut Etiquette.
Coconut Etiquette.
Yes, and as you can tell, I think the episodes are named after the people leaving. So,
oh my God.
I mean, I guess you kind of have to wait until it's over. But last episode was definitely, my enemies be plotting. I mean, come on, that's Star written all over it.
Star would say plotting.
Yeah, she would.
Without the G.
Mm-hmm. She's a great rapper, though.
Rapstress.
Yeah. So the episode opens with this tension at an all-time high. The dominant alliance, Joe, Eva, Shaheen, and Kyle, they're still like rock solid. But there was a few cracks this episode.
I bet Kyle's rock solid.
Oh, ew, gross.
Wait, where's the camera?
Doing that bad haircut. No, thank you.
Come on.
But let's be real. Basically, they've controlled the game ever since the merge. Even before then, really.
They have. They've controlled the game.
Yeah, they have. All right. Meanwhile, on the flip side, we've got the underdogs. We got Mary, we got Camilla, and we got Mitch. They're scrambling, and there's not a whole lot of trust between them, especially with Mitch, who still doesn't seem to know he's not part of the strong group. That is my main frustration.
True.
What are you doing?
He's like, I should vote with them, but I don't trust Star, and I don't trust Mary or Camilla either.
Am I being good? Give me a little pat on the head. I don't know.
He just seems unaware, which is I don't know.
He's kind of like the bully's like sidekick. That's like really like he would be the kid that you would bully and make fun of, but like for some reason he's like really nice to you. So you're like, I guess you can roll with me.
He's like, hi guys.
Yeah, hi, I'm still here.
At least someone's paying attention to me.
I'm just glad to be involved. All right, so they should be doing is forming their own alliance instead of like holding out hope that he'll be like invited in. Albeit Camilla, she's already a mole. So either way, Mitch and Mary are kind of doomed.
Mole.
But they don't know that. So
they're doomed.
Oh yes, a little Apoclymon there.
You're welcome.
Yes, yeah, Apoclymon. Yeah.
Yes, good job.
I know we miss him.
We miss the Digimon.
He was probably the best villain in Digimon.
And he lasted 2 episodes.
No, he reigned for a long time. They chased him all the way to the real world. Irismon.
Oh, I thought you just said Pokemon.
Oh, you know what? It is a Pokemon. You're right. Not my Otis spawn. Sorry, I got it mixed up. All right. Anyways, so we got Mary. Wow. She's once again at the bottom. She's playing her cards like she did with Say, trying to create some paranoia.
I loved it.
Which was nice. I wish it worked for her, but she played that card once already, even though the people in her tribe are not in with everyone else. So I guess there's no one really, unless Say mentioned something. Anywho, and she tells the Alliance, like, look, you can vote me out next time. Just keep me around one more time.
Use me.
And I didn't like it. I
know you don't like it. And you wouldn't like it in any other season when it happens every time.
I think it's because I like Mary.
Yeah.
You know, I think she's chill. She's a good person. She is a substance abuse counselor. So, like, I totally respect her work.
You're going to say she's a substance abuser. I was like...
I am not that bad. Come on. Like, I'm based in reality. I'm very rational, and I smell Kyle's...
Oh my God. You're obsessed with Kyle. I think you have a crush on him.
So the whole thing with Mitch rubs me the wrong way. I really like him. I just wish, you know... I mean, he knows that the strong five or whoever they are now, you know, it's going to turn on him and he'll be the next one out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing this season is this tension between unwavering loyalty and really how low they are on big move ambition. Mm-hmm. So now loyalty's winning, but let's be honest, it was kind of boring. This episode
was super boring,
and I'm really worried that it's going to be this way for a while.
Yeah, I don't understand why no one's trying to make any moves.
Yeah,
this season started out so good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the best season from the new era, and then I think they voted out all the people who are willing to do big moves really early.
Yeah,
because they saw them doing they're like, oh, they're going to do them. I'm surprised Shaheen hasn't done something. Or maybe he's gonna be. Well, if anyone's gonna change it up, it's gonna be him.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that a little bit.
Yeah. He must know he can't win against Eva or Joe.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
He can win against probably anybody else though.
So it's all a matter of how long they can ride this out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, their time's gonna come, their number's gonna come up, and they're gonna be gone. So I just hope things get a little more interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So Alliance's dynamics. Is Kyle missing his last chance to move by staying loyal to Joe and Eva? Or should he trust his secret bond with Camilla or stick with the four?
I think if he's smart, he will flip and go with Camilla and get rid of Joe and Eva. They need to go before the final three or one of them's going to win.
Yep.
Which I wouldn't mind. I like them. But
it's not super interesting.
The thing is, no one's made a big move, including them. All they've been doing is having a good alliance.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Their reasoning behind getting rid of people, it just seems like, that's an easy, vote. So let's just do that.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't know, you're not annoyed by a certain someone or, I don't know, they're not getting to you. Kind of like Rome did. He was just so loud and he was following him around thinking he's going to try to find another idol. And it was
so annoying.
It was annoying, but it was like, that's good TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's good strategy. It's good. I don't know. It was entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like Joe and Eva are already like, we're winning.
Yeah.
But it could be on the flip side because everyone they're voting out is mad at them. And maybe that will make both of them not win because they haven't made any big moves. They've just been in control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And part of me wonders if people, I hate to say this, but
say it, spill it, give it to me. Give it to me raw.
Are they not like trying to make a big move on Joe and Eva because of the whole sympathy thing from what happened, when she had the meltdown? Oh,
no, I think that's past. And I think
it hasn't been brought up, but I'm just like, I can't help but feel like it because no one's talking about getting rid of Eva.
Yeah.
And usually the people who have advantages are targeted.
Because
people are trying to get rid of the advantages, and no one talks about getting rid of Eva. They talk about getting rid of Joe. It's confusing. True. This season's strange.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe they're not going for Eva because she has advantages, and as well as having Joe's vote almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
So that might be like
But they're pretty much they're just handing the whole game to them by not trying to get rid of. The thing is, they could flesh out those advantages, get rid of both of them, and then get rid of them next time or whatever.
I think the show will be a lot more interesting if Joe and Kyle were gone. I feel like that would be more intense. Watching some of the...
Yeah, because both of them are kind of like shields almost in a way.
Yeah. And it would be interesting to see the vacuum of the spot that Joe and Kyle have. Like, who would try to fill that space?
Right.
Mitch. I think it would be Shaheem. I think he would try.
Yeah.
Not Mitch. He's still running right away from the pit bull.
He shared pictures of it online. And I was like, oh, Mitch.
That's cute.
Mitch is so likable. I'm like, oh, no, not the baby Mitch.
I know. He's adorable. Really adorable. So, hold on a second. Okay. So, bold or desperate, Mary, she's calling out targets, even telling Joe that she's going to write his name down. And Joe, he's kind of falling in that same hole as Say, where he's getting a little paranoid, kind of questioning things. Does she have an idol? Does she have a secret advantage against me?
Right.
And he doesn't let it get to him.
Just a little
bit. I think he slips a little. And it'll be interesting because it'll make him a stronger player after this, because he'll be less paranoid about things like that. Because it's basically telling his brain, you thought that she had something that she didn't. And it's like, you were on the right path. Don't slip down into that hole of thinking there's something happening that you don't know about. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think Mary was, if we're talking about bold or desperate, I think it was a bold move. I don't feel like it's desperate. I think she was just using what tools she had to try to get some kind of an edge, or, cause that paranoia that could maybe save her again, Yeah. Although the paranoia didn't save her before, because she used the shot in the dark and get to stay. So.
Yeah. That was
was awesome.
Hail Mary.
Yeah. Hail
Mary. I did a pun. Great. It's great. So with everyone preaching honesty and emotional bonds, are they sacrificing $1 million for friendship? I mean, it's great for humanity, but also bad for television.
Yeah. This season, it almost feels like the way people used to be loyal back when the game first started. And like when you made an alliance, you were in that alliance till the end, and you got rid of some of your alliance members along the way, knowing that you needed to get to the end yourself. And they started doing that when they got rid of David. But now they're just doing easy votes without doing the other part, the hard part. They're not doing the hard part, which they're going to be forced to do soon. There's 6 of them left.
And there needs to be a final 4, right?
And the 3. There's 3 that sit at the end.
Okay.
So we'll have the next week they'll get rid of 1, and then we'll have the finale the following week.
Okay.
Following week.
What this show needs is a way to spice things up. Some sort of rule, some mechanism where they can, like, if this happens, if things like kind of stagnate and it's not really going anywhere, to kind of throw that in. I mean, I will say they did try when they did the mix up. Because it was the same group that was constantly going to tribal council. And I think they're like, well, we got to do something. And I think that's the only trick they had up their sleeves without showing their hand too much of meddling.
There's a few different things that they could do in the future to spice things up, in my opinion.
Shoot.
I would love to see them do a blood versus water season again, where past survivors bring one loved one with them, and then the loved ones are on one tribe and the survivors on another tribe.
Wow.
And then some of them get to reunite once the merge comes, but they're fighting against each other. I love that season. It was so good.
That would be interesting.
It was really cool.
Huh.
Another thing, I think they should get rid of advantages completely.
Gotcha.
Let's just have another a season like they used to be with absolutely no advantages. And every episode we get an immunity and a reward challenge, because people having a reward challenge like within the 3 days that they used to do, I feel like fueled certain people and shifted the game.
Okay.
Without having all these advantages. Like the advantage was you won a challenge, you get food or a comfort item. You know?
Yeah.
And let them bring a personal item. I don't know if they're still doing that, but they haven't highlighted it in recent years.
A personal item? What would the people bring? Like a teddy bear?
Yeah, or like
matches?
No, they can't bring matches.
Bring it to the very end.
One guy brought like a magnifying glass, I think.
Oh, genius.
And then he started a fire. Or no, I think he just used his glasses. Can't remember. This is not a good example. I cannot remember the personal items people brought, but they used to make a big deal about it.
Cool.
I don't know. I think the way to spice it up is to go back to the roots of what made Survivor great and do it that way again.
Yeah. I bet there's a lot of people that agree. I mean,
bring the game back to the original form.
I saw on Reddit someone said that they didn't want all the tribes that they have now in the beginning. I think it was they only wanted 2.
Yes, go back to 2 tribes.
Yeah.
The 3 tribe thing is too much. Like have 20 survivors like they used to.
10 and 10.
Oh wait, no, 16. Sorry. 16, 8 and 8. They did do one where they had 21 season, I think.
Oh damn.
And they have the 8. They did 18, I think. They changed up the number, but anyway, 2 tribes.
Yep.
I also would love to see them do the one world one again where both tribes live together, but they're still separate tribes. That caused a lot of drama. It was good. There was one gay guy and he was like only hanging out with the women, but somehow he made it really far with me. Like they didn't put him out. It was so strange.
Well, that's cool. Colton. I'll have to look it up. It'd be interesting to see like these seasons.
I think he ended up quitting.
What was it? Blood and Water? Is that what
Blood and Water? Yeah.
Blood and Water.
It's some of my favorite castaways brought their family members in.
But to see like the ratings, to see if that was like there's got to be a reason why they didn't continue doing
I would love
that.
for them to do another Heroes vs. Villains season 2. That was really fun.
Oh wow. So like, it's basically an all-stars.
I am always, they have so many survivors now, just always give us an all-stars. I feel like that's what the bulk of us want, but maybe I'm not speaking for...
Just do it every other, or like in between seasons.
It's always fun when they do like bring back some all-stars and then bring back new people. Because then like people are like fangirling over the people. They've also done seasons where like they brought back one person per tribe from a previous season. So that was fun too.
Okay. So
they've like mixed up bringing old people back quite a bit. Like
I don't know if I would like
ways.
that though, because then there's one person that has that advantage of having done the game before.
True.
But yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
Well, I don't think any of them ended up winning on this season. So.
But especially some of the people who made a big impact, or maybe you used to be a fan of the show and then you hear that someone is coming on from that season that you'd like. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
it could bring in people who lost interest or whatever.
It'd be cool if they brought like 10 super fans and each one of them got to like pick a survivor to come on the show. And then they'd be on opposite tribes because that's where the drama's created.
Yeah.
Because you can't put them together.
No.
It's not The Amazing Race.
Yeah, so just keep them separate the whole time. And maybe like do 2 and 2 or something.
Well, until the merge.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess you kind of have to at some point.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so mid-episode, we get some action finally. A boat arrives to take one castaway on a journey for a potential advantage. In a little bit of bad luck for the others, Eva is randomly chosen via the classic rock draw to go, giving the most advantaged player yet another shot at power. On this journey, she faces a risk-reward challenge for the knowledge's power advantage, which is completely useless to her. It's an advantage where you get to steal someone else's advantage if you know what it is.
Yeah.
And she knows, well, I mean, I guess someone could have a secret idol or something, but she doesn't know anyone else who has something, and she has 2 things, so she doesn't really need this thing. She's already armed with her idol and safety without power, so she decides to just stack up enough tiles to keep her vote, which was 4 rows of tiles, and she could only spin the thing around with like her foot. It was an interesting one.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But she's so competitive. She's like starts on the 5th one because she's like, maybe I could get to 8 and then get that advantage. And then after doing 2, she's like, maybe I should stop, which I think was really smart.
Yeah.
It's a pretty safe move for her game because if she had lost her vote, maybe that would have actually stirred some things up.
Yeah, but she also didn't have to tell anyone.
Right.
You know.
True.
So.
Except she probably would have told Joe.
True. But I don't think Joe would have used that against her.
No, I don't think so. And then back in camp, see, I don't think she could have kept it a secret anyway, because back in camp, she admits that she didn't bother playing for the knowledge is power because she has all the power. And then she kind of starts bragging to Mary like really heavily about how she's like got everything. So like why like she didn't have to do it. And she's like, wow, this would have been so much better for you. And I'm
but
like,
you know, I got
I'm
it.
like, girl, that is cringe.
It is cringe. Even Joe, I felt like his stomach a little turned and soured a bit when she was like bragging about. I'm just like, okay, girl.
In the interview, he was like, She just said it all out. She was just real honest. He's like, and good for her.
I mean, but that could be the autism.
But true. It could be a little touch of it.
Yeah. I kind of wish, like, you gotta be modest. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you just gotta be careful.
Yeah, I guess it's probably one of those social cue things that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and it's hard.
One of her disadvantages probably out there.
Yeah, it's hard to critique her gameplay based on being autistic. I don't want to. I don't want to judge too much.
Absolutely,
but also want to keep things even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like honest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I'm sure she probably when she watches, she's like, "Whoops."
Yeah.
Should have caught myself.
Whoopsie.
But I mean, that's also what makes her. And so if you want to just come and like blast it out, get it, girl. You know,
it's definitely a strategy.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's better to keep it to yourself and lie? That like who did that? Thomas did that.
Yeah.
Or do you think? By the way, did Thomas use his? He had
no. If he had, it still wouldn't have helped.
Okay. I'm just like trying to think back.
It was an extra vote.
Oh, okay.
And he would have voted for the person who ended up using the idol, so it wouldn't have mattered.
But do you think it's better to keep it a secret or share it? Because
secret. Never share your advantage, not even with your closest ally.
Okay, so it's best to lie.
The best times advantages have worked is when like someone used an idol to save one of their alliance members and no one knew they had it, even that person that they saved. Like, because you can use your idol on someone else when you get up and use it.
Oh, okay.
And it's been used correctly that way quite a few times.
Okay. So you definitely have to like show your hand and be like, hey guys, I'm using this idol. I mean, you can't keep that a secret.
Right. Once you use it. And that gives people some points for their like survivor resume to win. Because like they had an advantage, they kept it secret, they saved someone. That's a huge move.
Okay. So that'll be used for the jury and their decision.
Right. And each jury member gets to decide how they want to choose a winner. Yeah. They could choose a winner because they didn't like the other two. True.
And I hope that they don't like Kyle and Camilla because of their secret alliance that they're hiding pretty well, which baffles me.
I know.
How can you not put that together?
They're doing so well.
The one that was the closest to exposing that was David.
And Kyle slit his throat.
Yeah. I don't. But I mean, in this situation with Thomas, is that Camilla was able to figure out that he was lying about the journey that they went on. Because it was 3 of them that went on the journey.
Yeah, she did.
Thomas won, but I don't know if
I can't remember how she figured it out.
I don't remember.
She did because she talked to Kyle about it, right? I think.
Yeah, well, she's wrong, and it was awful for her to drag him to the mud because my Thomas doesn't do anything.
Thomas, I would have liked to see you go further because he was a great personality.
Yeah,
but
he's a lot of fun.
And she was smart to get rid of him.
It would have been fun. I still think Big Brother or some other reality show like Traitors or something else. I don't know.
I could see Traitors.
Yeah,
Big Brother's too boring. Don't go on that one.
I know. I've never actually watched the season. I think I've seen like an episode here and there, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah,
But I hear crazy stories though.
They do have webcams. In other countries, they show everything.
Everything. Save it for OnlyFans.
Or don't.
All right. Oh.
Okay, so we got the immunity challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to restart that. That was stupid.
You're not stupid. Right?
Moving on to the immunity challenge. It was a high stakes nail biter. The castaways had to balance a vase on a little survivor wheelbarrow, as Jeff called it, through this obstacle course over bumps on like a balance beam. And then they had to solve a word puzzle by building like a block arch and holding it up as they did it at the end.
That looked really hard.
Yes, it did. I remember last season when a whole tribe had to do it, so everyone was trying to hold up pieces. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
I don't deny it.
So we actually got a little bit of competition for Joe finally because Shaheen had a pretty good lead on him for a little bit. And Shaheen did actually on the last challenge as well.
He does that a lot.
Yeah, like he starts out fast and then he flubs it. Mm-hmm. Camilla actually figured out the secret word pretty early, but she was struggling to hold up the arch because her wingspan isn't as much. So I think it was a little harder for her to balance it.
Yeah, she's good with words.
Yeah, she's a puzzle queen.
Yeah.
And then Kyle actually found the answer pretty quick and he rushed to put his up and he accidentally misplaced 2 of the letters. So he could have won right there. But then Joe finished first and Jeff called it and then realized at the last second that one of the like end pieces, it was the wrong color. And it had to match exactly. Yeah. And luckily Camilla finished like milliseconds after he did, but she was correct. So she won immunity. And I thought that was so cool because I think she is one of those people who doesn't believe that she was someone who could win immunity. And I love when someone who's like such a fan and so like she like started talking about her story where she like was like lost like a bunch of weight and got like super in shape once she got accepted onto Survivor. Mm-hmm. So I just love that she did all that work and like she won an immunity challenge and that must have felt so good for her. I love seeing that.
I would love to see like before and after photos.
I know.
I bet she looks great.
We'll have to scour the Instagrams.
Yeah, I'm already doing dirt, so I might as well look into that.
You might as well look into Camilla's past.
Yeah,
I almost said something mean.
We're gonna. Oh no.
Well, I was just gonna say fat past.
Oh, I see.
But we don't need to put that on the podcast.
Well, it's your weight loss journey. You know, tomato.
GLP-1 girl, it's great.
Yeah.
This is a pretty pivotal win because Joe is finally vulnerable for the first time post-merge, and it's theoretically like someone could pull off a big move here and get rid of him. But you know,
I would double down.
We get the Snooze Fest.
I would double down on. If I were Joe, I would make sure that my relationship with Eva was good. Just to kind of like touch base because he's a little exposed right now. Yeah. So it'd be best to do that. I mean, it would make sense that the group would try to get rid of him or her. So I think it'd be good just to make sure you rock hard.
Oh my.
No.
So let's talk about the Eva's little journey here. Do you think she made the right call by not risking her vote for the knowledge is power? Did she really need it?
No. And I think I'm going to do Topher's segment. Topher's Corner. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Hold on, we're switching to Topher's corner.
Yes,
Ricky's too boring, apparently.
No. You shut your mouth. I from going from Mitch not voting against the strong five, and then having Eva go out and potentially get another. This was a journey, correct?
I think it was labeled a journey. Yes, because the boat came. Yes, it was.
So, like for me, this episode was so boring because there was no high stakes.
I know.
Eva has everything. Why would she need another? I feel like if you have a journey, it should be like one per person. Like you can't go another time.
Had she gone on a journey before?
Maybe not, but still, I don't know. It was just stupid.
It was boring because we were like, oh, someone's going to get another advantage. It was like a pointless challenge.
And then she just gets back and she's like just bragging about,
yeah, she was a little braggadocious.
Getting it. I was kind of hoping that she continued. Yes. She continued and lost her vote. It would have been something.
Yeah.
Anything.
It would have made it way more interesting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Maybe a producer shook the table a bit.
Yes. God. So, so it was just a little lackluster for me.
Yeah, no, it was.
I just didn't like it. I was hoping for fireworks.
I'm also tired of seeing Eva eating. Why do people keep letting her eat?
I
what are you doing?
I know. There's other people that you should be pulling in. I mean, who went out with Camilla? I mean, we're going to be talking about it after the segment.
Eva, but Mitch again?
Yeah, I think Mitch. Yep. I should have wrote them down. But
every episode, people are like, Mitch has barely eaten. Let's take him. And he's eaten for like 4 days in a row. But he's like, I haven't eaten for days. I'm like, you just ate yesterday. This is like 1 day episodes.
He's just, I don't know. He's frail. He's also sweet and innocent. So it's like, well,
I haven't eaten in days.
Oh. I'm just going to pout.
And like, girl, Eva, is not necessary to inhale that food, honey. You're going to give yourself a tummy ache.
God.
It's a little much.
Yeah. And then her just bragging to everyone. It was gross.
Yeah.
So gross. And I think she needs to be put under, like, she needs a fire lit underneath her because
she needs to be in danger, girl.
She does need to be in danger. I think she's getting a little too relaxed, too comfortable in her position.
I'd like to see her use her advantages. So hopefully someone tries to flip on her.
Yeah.
Like do something to like, other than just have advantages, because having advantages, I don't feel like is a good enough reason for you to win in the end, girl.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
mean, what has she done other than that? Nothing. No offense. I do like you. If you win, I'll be happy.
Oh, sorry. Back to you.
Oh.
Yes.
See, I'm not
that was Topher's corner.
That was Topher's corner.
Yeah.
But you didn't see that coming. So now we're at Tribal Council. Earlier, we saw Mary trying to plant those seeds in Joe's head that people might be turning on him. And to his credit, he held strong and saw through the deception. Mm-hmm. But Mary did a really good job trying. I thought that was really smart. I really liked it. She did pull it off before, which was probably some of the best gameplay that we saw in the season. And it was so early. So, very smart. And she's made it all the way to the top 7, which is pretty good. I mean, making it to the jury is like Survivor Gold. That's your first goal in Survivor. Make it to the jury.
Yeah.
Especially for all these people. Everyone's a fan now that plays. So
I think they all should make it to the jury, but that's just me.
Well, I actually don't think so because the first people who are voted off aren't with everybody. So how can they make a decision if they're not at the merge?
True.
And the only thing they get to see is Tribal Council and hear stories from people who are voted off.
Okay, so you have to make it to the merge in order to do that.
Yeah.
I guess it is checkpoints along the way.
I think one season someone made it onto the jury before they merged. It was weird.
Huh.
I was like, what? Makes sense. But so Joe isn't really used to being vulnerable at Tribal Council, and I'm sure he's not feeling great without having that immunity necklace around his neck, but He doesn't have to worry anyway. For a second, I really was hoping someone might finally flip, but no one did.
No, it stayed
was
boring.
Very disappointing and boring. Very pedestrian.
It was very pedestrian.
Yeah. Overall,
not very mindful.
Not a great episode overall.
No. The only thing I really liked, was David's tribute to Mary. He literally stood up, as her torch got snuffed out, and he stayed standing there until she walked off. I was a little concerned. He was like a pit bull, just like
he did. He looked super intimidating.
I was like, wow, buddy, you gotta dial it. He had that
tight shirt on, his jacked muscles coming through that ribbed tank top. I mean, what? Sorry.
No.
Super cringe. Super cringe.
Yeah.
I think he did. And he shaved. He had no facial hair.
I know, and I didn't really like it. I kind of like him. I like
his scruff.
Yeah, it suits him really well. So
overall, poor Mary went home, and
yeah, I know,
it's too bad. But I do genuinely like everyone that's left in one way or another. So I'm actually pretty happy with anyone winning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, it really seems like it's going to be Joe or Eva, but it's Survivor. You never know what's going to happen.
I wonder do they do a tour after the show's over? Kind of like football does, where they have like a parade and they go around and kind of like show off the medal and everything. Do they have anything like that? Probably not as big, of course, but like conventions maybe, or...
I think there are reality show conventions, but I know that they go on a bunch of morning shows.
Okay.
Like whoever wins goes on the Today Show, I believe, the next morning to get the check.
I see Regis and Kelly.
Although I don't know if they do it the day after. Oh yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I just had a blonde moment. I was like, well, they do the finale live, and since they do it while they're out there, wait a minute.
Yeah, I wish they had, again.
I miss the live finales they used to do.
We had talked about this, but what they should do is a Married at First Sight dinner. At the end, have like, get Jeff out of there. I don't want to hear all these platitudes about, it was a good game, good strategy, like very like respectful of each other. I want like them to let their hair down. I want them just to chat, gossip.
You know what? You know who
anger,
they could bring in?
All of it.
They could bring in Roseanne.
Roseanne from the show.
Oh, sorry, not Roseanne. Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell.
She actually hosted the first 2 seasons. She did the little review afterward, or the reunion, they called it.
Interesting.
And she hosted it. It was so random.
That is random.
Or the
Rosie
first one.
O'Donnell.
Maybe it was just one. I can't remember. They used to have, I feel Jeff didn't used to do it, and then they started having him do it right after the live reunions or finales.
God. They should have Nick Lachey and what's her face?
Vanessa Hudgens.
Yes, they should have them.
Vanessa Lachey.
Yeah, Vanessa Lachey.
Well,
they should be be doing a terrible reunion show, just like
they're worse at reading off teleprompters than we are.
Hey, we're getting better.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we don't use one.
No, this is all comes from my head.
Yes.
Actually, it's built into my glasses.
We actually have been practicing all day.
Yeah. So we have a special guest. Do you think did we cover everything? Well,
I'm surprised we've been talking this long with how much it wasn't to cover in the episode. We really stretched it. We actually talked mostly about other things.
It was bad. I mean, I would be hard pressed if someone was like, this is a great episode. And I'd be like, sure.
It's too bad Mary had to go home on the boring episode.
I know.
It wasn't for the best parts of the episode was her trying to stay.
I know. She is crafty. She is very crafty.
It's very smart in the moment to be like, Joe, I'm voting you out.
Mm-hmm. If I was on the jury and she was at near the end, I would probably vote for her to win the whole thing, because she was pretty crafty.
Oh, that actually reminds me of something I wanted to say earlier.
She did it all by herself.
Something they could do to spice it back up again. I used to love when they would do Exile Island.
Oh my!
Where they would, when you got voted off, you went to Exile Island.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called Exile Island in this instance. Anyway, I like the one where every episode, all the survivors would go to this Coliseum and the exiled survivors would fight to stay. And then eventually one would rejoin the group. Super cool. I love that. They did it in Blood vs. Water.
Interesting.
They did it in a lot of seasons. I love that though. And it probably just cost too much money, so they cut it. Don't cheap out Mark Burnett.
Who's that?
Producer.
Oh.
Also a Trumper.
Oh, I see.
But he produces like every show on CBS. Shark Tank, Amazing Race, all of them.
Kind of like
Big Brother.
I don't remember his name. Darn it! I hate when I do this. He does all of the reality shows on TLC, all of them. He's kind of like what kickstarted like all the 90 Day Fiance, like that kind of show, where about like relationships and whatnot. Very good. Smothered and Covered. Love that show. Mothers that are way too close to their daughters or sons. No, just daughters. Because I Love a Mama's Boy is the one with mothers and sons.
So weird.
Yeah. It's
creepy, weird.
I know. Like I'm not
Smothered
gonna,
is really creepy.
I'm not going to, collect all my children's teeth, put them in a jar, and sniff it every time I go to bed. Like that's gross.
It's like that person needs to go to a mental institute.
Exactly.
Let's get to our special guest. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get to it. Okay.
Let's bring him in.
Ba-ba-ba-bam.
Ricky, I heard you don't get it. You don't get me. Topher does, but you don't. And you know what, Ricky? That's okay. I like a challenge. I like goal setting. And I guess my new goal is to win you over. But Topher, hi. Let's make Ricky jealous. I appreciate that you say when the credits or intro, whatever it is, because I actually kind of like mine. I was expecting for them to give me one where I'm like covered in mud, and that was my worst fear. So of course it's thought, that's what's going to happen, but they didn't. So thank you, Survivor Gods. Flock TV. I haven't listened to your podcast, but maybe I should. I'll make Ricky jealous that way. I'll become like the number one fan.
I can see that.
The DMs. Just kidding. I don't want to ruin your love. Your love is beautiful. I want to know when the wedding is because you say fiance. I
love it.
Do you like saying fiance? I did. I'm not gonna lie. I really did. I loved it. Also, I love that you were writing us the California girls because I love those boys. I love those boys. And can you blame me? Come on. It was so cute. And then another cute boy came in and ruined everything. But whatever. I really appreciate all the support. It's really kind. I wasn't anticipating this response whatsoever, but I really do just like shout out to all the gay homies out there. I love you. Like, I feel so, I don't know, like I love gay for a while, but the reaction's been nuts, and I feel very lucky. And I know I said that on the show, but I really meant it, which is crazy because I'm not that person. Anyways, I'm trying a curly hair look out today because I'm in New York and humidity, so whatever. Anyways, bye Topher and Ricky.
That was awesome.
That was really awesome. That was fun.
Yeah.
I really do hope he gets to be on another season or goes on another show. He is good TV.
He is. And the curly hair.
He seems really nice and fun too.
I'm kind of jealous you have the humidity. I would much prefer that over all this rain we've been getting. Every day is doom and gloom.
That's why I left Florida.
We saw a little peek of the sun. It kind of came out of hiding and then squirreled, like ran away like a new cat. So, yeah.
I liked seeing a different kind of side of Thomas. Because we get like the edit Survivor gives us of someone. And then that like made him like really real.
Yeah.
Like speaking to us directly. He seems super fun. We would definitely all be friends.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. How's a little mayhem? All right. So do you want to give like a quick, what do you think for, is going to happen next week? Like who's going home and then who's going to win immunity, and that's it. Give me those two things. Ready, set, go.
Immunity, Kyle.
Okay.
Going home, Shaheen.
Really? Okay.
I don't want him to. I just have a bad feeling for some reason. I don't feel like he's been putting himself out there enough from what we've seen. And he's kind of coasting. And if he continues just kind of coasting there, he's going to get blindsided. They're going to realize they need to get rid of him.
Oh, I forgot to mention that Shaheem did have a moment where he was debating whether or not just to get rid of Mary or try to make a move on Joe or one of the other stronger players.
The fact that he didn't is not good.
And should I coast or should I take a risk and put my head out there? And he just kind of goes with the safety.
He missed his moment to make a move.
Because this is the time. If you can somehow get Mary and Mitch.
That's the best time.
I mean, 3 of you. And I bet Mitch would maybe come in and be like, you know what?
Next week.
I'll work with Mary because Shaheem is also.
Mary's gone.
Well, no, before.
Before there were 7.
Yeah. So
they would have needed 4.
Yeah. But I mean, you had an opportunity to maybe convince, one of the others wanted to join in.
Well, I'm sure he could have, even if Mitch wouldn't have done it, he could have pulled in Camilla and blinking. Shaheen, Camilla, Kyle, and Mary. Those 4 could have voted together. That's the thing. One thing in this new age they do is voting blocks where they just like don't have alliances and they just kind of shift between who needs to go. And they've actually kept alliances in this one, which is very old school. That's the only old school thing that's been happening. Which you think I would like, but I just think they're being dumb by not making moves.
Yeah, no, I agree. They should, you got to make a move.
Who do you think is going home and winning immunity?
So I think who is going to win? I think it'll be Joe. I think he'll win immunity. And who I think is going home? Mitch.
It's this time.
It's just like single file, please. Boom.
Oh my God.
No, not really.
Using a pop gun to throw over Mitt bottles.
Yeah, no, I was throwing pop rocks. So yeah, those are my predictions. And I think what we should do next week is, if we have another boring episode, we should bring in our scorecards as we're nearing the end. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. We haven't given an update on it in a while.
Sure, Mom and Dad wouldn't mind having those up there.
Well, no, we used to talk about them.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of got out of it when we switched the format.
Gary. Gary.
You're definitely like, I have to tally everything, but you're definitely way, way more ahead in points than anyone else.
Oh, yeah.
You've won like every week.
Mm-hmm. I'm good at reading people. I love reality TV, so I pretty much have it.
You build yourself up, girl.
I know the formula, as those RuPaul girls say every time. I've studied the show. I know the formula. It's like, okay, and then they end up going home that week. So.
And they're like, damn, I was the filler queen.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, until next week.
Smell you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't freak out. Shaheen flipped.
Next time on Survivor.
We have to do our acting.
We are working the game hard.
You're acting like in your pancakes.
Is there any chance that this is bull?
He showed me beats.
Something's cooking. The question is by who?
That's all for now, but don't touch that dial. Hit subscribe and follow to stay updated on all things Flock TV. You can watch us in full video on Spotify or tune in to the audio version on Apple Podcasts. And remember, when you're part of the flock, you're never alone.